Hundreds of people sleeping in these tents here in Kent want to know why the city or the county won't let them live in that old motel. I'm Denise Whitaker, asking both of those governments the same question.
Ancient artifacts from Mexico discovered right here in Seattle. What we're learning about the investigation into how they got here and what's next to return them to their country of origin.
One of the suspects accused of killing a woman at the Tequila Costco parking lot makes his first appearance in court. We're asking what's being done to track down the second suspect and what the victim's daughter said in court this morning.
KOMO News at 6 o'clock starts now.
And now at 6, one of the two men accused of killing a woman during a robbery in Tequila has pleaded not guilty. 67-year-old Yuan Ming was shot and killed in the parking lot of Costco on January 26th.
Today, her family saw one of the suspects charged in her death for the first time. KOMO's Jeremy Harris reports on the search for the second suspect and has what's next in this case.
In Seattle, Jeremy Harris, KOMO News.
Abdi's next court hearing is set for July. Haji now has a $5 million warrant out for his arrest.
The banter over who's not helping those seeking asylum in the U.S. rages on from the federal level all the way down to the city of Kent, where roughly 200 refugees remain in tents. They took their fight for asylum, housing, and work permits to Kent City Hall. KOMO's Denise Whitaker joins us live from their encampment on Central Avenue North with the latest on their fight. Denise?
Most of the 200 people who are here just moved here on Saturday, but they've been in Western Washington for about 3 to 6 months now. They are here seeking asylum, but more urgently, they would like to be housed. So they took their hardships, their stories, all the way to City Hall, hoping that the city might have mercy on them and help them out. Live in Kent, Denise Whitaker, KOMO News.
Dozens of ancient artifacts from Mexico dating back to the year 100 AD have been discovered in someone's possession here in Seattle. They will soon be returned to their country of origin for research. KOMO's Jackie Kent has been diving into the investigation of how they got here and what's next. Jackie?
Learning that no one faced charges or fines in this case. They were reportedly in a private collection until someone finally came forward with these culturally significant items. For now, live in Seattle, Jackie Kent, KOMO News.
Thank you, Jackie. And turning now to a live look outside on what turned out to be really a pretty nice spring day, especially considering what we saw earlier this week. Shannon O'Donnell joined us with a look at really a stunning forecast, Shannon.
Yeah, you know, we're looking at just gorgeous conditions out there already today. A wonderful Wednesday, and it just keeps going from here. Check out the view in terms of the temps that we're going to see here over the next several days to come. We're going to stair climb into the mid to the upper 70s. Talk about perfection right through the end of the week and just in time for a glorious June weekend. Port Angeles looks like a resort right now. Look at that view across the Strait of Juan de Fuca, blue skies and sunshine, even brighter blue shades here, including the waterfront at Skunk Bay on the north end of the Kitsap. And you can see the mountain is out from the Narrows Bridge there between Tacoma and Gig Harbor. Satellite picture, well, it's clear as a bell all the way down the west coast. We've got the nice sunny conditions through Oregon and Idaho as well. We'll keep that on repeat as we head into the next couple of days. Starry skies later on overnight tonight and into our Thursday morning. Sunrise, boy, it's bright and early these days, just after 5 o'clock in the morning. And here comes the sun all over again on Thursday. Temps back into the low 70s tomorrow. And again, climbing up into the mid to the upper 70s for the weekend and beyond into next week. Wonderful weather for hanging out here in Western Washington and just enjoying a string of gorgeous afternoons.
As many of you know, today is a very bittersweet day for all of us here at KOMO. This is the final newscast for Eric Johnson, who's retiring after 39 years in TV news. 30 of those right here at KOMO, Eric.
Right now, I'm just focused on getting through this show without becoming a mess.
I have two boxes of tissues back here, but it is emotional.
It is emotional.
Yeah.
I've spent so much of my life here. I love this place, and I love this city, and it's been a beautiful thing. So I hate to leave. I have other stuff I want to do and other parts of life I want to explore, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be right here.
You know what? I'm really happy for all of us that we can celebrate this last newscast with you. And to celebrate this occasion, we have a surprise for you. Today has been proclaimed officially Eric Johnson Day. by the city of Seattle, whereas today we honor Eric Johnson, a distinguished journalist whose broadcasting career has spanned more than 3 decades, marked by his dedication to informing and engaging our community through his work at KOMO News. Eric has demonstrated an unwavering passion and commitment to storytelling through his production of numerous award-winning documentaries, producing Seattle is Dying and The Fight for the Soul of Seattle, which have collectively been viewed more than 30 million times. This goes on and on. Deservedly so, Eric, because of all of your contributions to this community.
For the record, you know, I love Seattle.
I want to welcome Mayor Bruce Harrell, who is in the studio. He wanted to be here in person.
Hello, Mayor. How are you, buddy? I'm actually sort of surprised the city is still speaking to me. So this is great to see.
You only have 30 million viewers on your documentaries, Seattle's Dying, The Fight for the Soul of Seattle, but this goes in our history books. You are part of Seattle's history. We're really honored as a city to have you use your talent for your storytelling. So this is bittersweet. This goes in the history books. June 5th is your day.
I love it, man.
And I do have to ask you a question. Is there any truth to the rumor that in your retirement you're going to be doing Seattle is Back to Life video here? And we're not a zombie, by the way. We're not dying. We're living and breathing.
I thought you were going to say any truth that you're going to run for mayor. And no! I've seen what it does. Listen, man, for the record, I wouldn't have made that if I didn't love this city profoundly. So that's why that happened. But I'm proud of our city, and I'm proud of the comeback that it's making and what I'm seeing every day when we do this newscast.
Well, you forced a discussion that we have to have. We had to have that in the city. We had to look at ourselves and help redefine us. And we're going to miss you. You're a part of Seattle's history, and that's why we have to do our proclamation. So
that's awesome.
You've had a tremendous impact on the greater community here.
That is awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You love the city. Now you know the city loves you.
Do I get to keep that?
You get to keep that. Well, we want you to stick around. We're going to be celebrating Eric Johnson Day for the next hour.
Forever.
So,
well, let's just keep this rolling.
So we hope you'll stick around. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hello, Seattle, and hello, Eric. For 30 years, you've rolled up your sleeves. You dive into anything, news, sports, the issues that matter there in Seattle, the inspiring people we all needed to know. More than an anchor, you're a writer, crafting your own words, your own stories, and just like the hundreds of heroes you've introduced us to over the years, you've been an inspiration too. I know the Pacific Northwest is going to miss you, a fixture there for 3 decades, and I know you're KOMO's own hero. Dare we say America strong, Seattle strong, and if anyone has earned this retirement, this next chapter, it's you.
And we continue to follow breaking news. A sad situation. State Route 7 remains fully blocked just north of Mashell Prairie Road near Eatonville due to a violent 2-car crash, a head-on collision. One person was pronounced dead at the scene as a result of the crash shortly after 5 this evening. These pictures on scene were posted by State Patrol and Graham Fire and Rescue. They are on scene now. Washington State Patrol is investigating the deadly crash. So stay with KOMO. We'll keep you posted as more information becomes available. And I do want to step out here, Eric, and just say that it has truly been an honor, an extension of the live desk. Yes, after a very sad story, most of the stories we cover are like that. But I just want to say I've been truly honored to work with such an expert over the last nearly 6 years. And I just want you to know it has never been lost on me, whether I'm working in this capacity or whether I'm anchoring with you on the desk like yesterday, who I'm anchoring next to and the expert of a man that you are, not only here, but wonderful father as well. And I just want to say I hope and wish the very best for you and your family as you move forward and the most wonderful years to come in your life.
Thank you, Preston.
Thanks, Eric.
And you were a wizard behind that desk, man. Amazing.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you so much.
And as we celebrate our friend Eric as he prepares to retire, we wanted to bring back some very familiar faces. Connie Thompson, Dan Lewis, Mike Ferreri. We're all squeezed in on the set.
Right here, the best of the best.
Spent a lot of good times at this.
It is just like old times.
It reminds me as you retire now that it was 10 years and 2 weeks ago tonight.
Oh my goodness.
That I retired. Yeah. And there are some good times ahead, I'll tell you. Retirement.
I'll second that.
Hope you make the most of it, and I know you will.
You two have made retirement look enticing, to say the least, and you made it look easy. I mean, look at these guys. You look fantastic, and I'm so proud to have worked
with you.
Yeah, well, I know you'll stay active. I know you'll be involved in the community. I know you'll do some volunteer work, and I know I'm going to see you around because we've become such good friends, all five of us. That's one of the great things about KOMO. We didn't always just work together.
Yeah.
We really had some great times together.
That's why I'm so excited for you. Having put in the years and put in the time, and still have, from what I hear, more things in your toolbox that you have time to use them. And I'll tell you, Eric, I'm excited for you. I know what it's like to have your very last day with this family. But we all have the technology to stay together, and we will. And as you all know, I do. But I just can't wish you more success for you and the family, and especially when you sit back and look back, and you will, at the mark you made, because the mayor just left, and we're telling you things, but over the years, you will find out how significant you have been in ways you've never imagined. Don't you think so, Dan?
If I could just say very quickly about your toolbox. You came here in the sports department.
Yep.
Then you did
Weekend
news.
sports
Then
guy.
you did news. Little heroes to much bigger heroes. Your writing, everything that you took on at KOMO, you should be so proud because every challenge, you met it as a great professional. I was always honored to work with you. You should be proud. Congratulations on a wonderful career.
Man.
Well, and Mike can
The
attest to
honor.
that work ethic that you're talking about, Dan, because when they were in the sports office together for many, many years.
I tormented this poor man. I tormented him.
You tormented everybody.
I had the seat right next to him, though, Connie. I was
That's
the
true.
That's the thing, though. You were the best player in the field. You're the best player. You elevated all of us, and you elevated our play. There was an intensity about you that was kind, that brought everybody to a different level. That brought the best out of people, and that goes over into your stories, the people you meet, and everybody you touch in this community. It's amazing. As you might say, it's something to behold.
Something. I'll tell you, every single person at this table right here, we have a thing. We have more than just a professional relationship. We have friendships that I hope will last forever.
Yes.
And I'm so proud to have worked and seen all of you under pressure in the best of times and the worst. It's a tough job. And I'm just proud to have been a part of your careers.
Yeah,
Amazing.
well, thank you. It was an honor to work with you. It was an honor to work with everybody at this desk. And as you said,
What
I know
a treat for us
we
to see
all
all of
love
you guys
this.
back here.
We all love this city. And, very quickly, and I know you want to say the same, and you probably will for this newscast is over. The viewers, the people of this community have been so kind. When we had tough times, they backed us. They gave us support. When the community had tough times, they rallied. So thanks again to everyone who might be watching right now.
Well, don't go anywhere. Our tribute to Eric Johnson continues right after this.
Well, thank you, Eric, for tossing that baseball career aside for a broadcasting career here at WSU. It's been a privilege to be a part of it right from the beginning. And yes, many of us could see your natural talent, but with a little bit of motivation, I think other people could see that great talent. You're a gifted writer, and we certainly can tell that in your storytelling. From the little heroes to the grown-up heroes, you're a hero for me. I'm very proud of you. And thank you so much for that 39 great years. And with that, go Cougs!
As we continue our celebration of Eric Johnson, we want to say congratulations to him and the entire Eric Heroes team. Last Saturday, they captured 3 Northwest Emmy Awards: Light Feature, Serious Feature, and Historical Cultural Feature. And while Eric is certainly the face of the Heroes franchise, he has a dedicated team helping him out. Photographer Doug Pigsley, producer Joan Kinsey, and editor Darren Tegman. And they shared some of their thoughts about working with Eric.
I think the best memory I have of Eric is just working with him all the time.
I've never seen somebody, it's like in baseball, there are 5 tool people. Eric has at least 5 tools.
Eric is a wizard of words, because he reveals every day the kindness that we have in the world. And I know that he's brought magic into my life, and I'm grateful for that.
When I think of Eric Johnson, I think of professionalism, a great coworker, an amazing writer and storyteller. and I was just very lucky to be able to work with him.
I feel lucky to be able to have every week I have that moment where we sit down, watch a story, and then try to make it as good as it can be, and that's a great thing to have every week.
Every time I come into work and I see him, he just has so much heart and soul. He just has a lot of joy in his heart.
They sure love you, Eric.
Oh, those guys. Absolute best of the best of the best. I mean, they're incredible.
Well, and you guys just gel so well together.
We always think of it like a four-legged table.
Yeah.
And, you know, it might fall if you kicked in any of the legs, but we have to find the stories, which Joan does, and we have to shoot the stories, which Doug does amazingly well, and then I write them, and then Darren edits them and puts it all together, and they're incredible. They're incredible.
Well, don't go anywhere. The final installment of Eric's Heroes is coming up in about 15 minutes. You definitely don't want to miss that. Our celebration of Eric continues with some of his favorite moments coming up next.
Tonight should be a lot of fun. You mentioned Fan Appreciation Night. They are hoping to cram 59,000 people into this building before all is said and done.
So many questions left unanswered at this point about what exactly triggered this explosion, how it precisely unfolded. We're going to stay on top of this. Last thing as I leave, would you have passed it or run it down at the goal line in the Super Bowl?
Oh my God! Those are just waiting for the response.
His answer was very politically correct. Pete Carroll's a great coach. But then, when the camera went off, he says, "Is the camera off?" He goes, "I would have ran the damn ball." I loved it. I loved it.
These are just a few of the moments from the incredible 39-year TV career of Eric, who's retiring after today. Now we're joined by Shannon and Nico. Eric, tell us some of your personal favorite moments.
Well. I posted this the other day because I just love it. It wasn't a big moment, but it was one of my favorites. And the Wenatchee High School Mariachi Band followed me through the newsroom. And we did this video where I would make them stop. Listen, let's see if we can hear some of it. And then I would, when I went up to Kevin Beatty, our 6 o'clock producer, who's producing this show, watch there, I raise my hand, they would stop. And then we'd talk a little business here. Kevin would say what we needed to say, and then we off, and they start playing their song again. We went all the way through the new, I don't know, just fun. Just, you know, so much of what we do behind the scenes is fun in the newsroom. We have a great time together, and that was one of my favorite moments.
I love that. Nico, what about you?
I think for me, I just said during the break, I'm just happy to be next to you. And a little fun story for everybody out there watching. You know, usually the sportscast is at the end of the 6 o'clock newscast, which is the end of Eric's shift.
Right.
And I followed this guy out of the studio, down to the newsroom. He's trying to get his coat on, his bag, and I'm still just talking. The elevator door is shutting for him to go down to his car. I'm like, so wait, Eric, what about? I'm just trying to get every last bit of advice.
But that's what's great. You're seeking knowledge from the old timer.
No, I don't know
way
about
out
old
the door.
timer.
It's fantastic.
Well, and I don't know that you were always giving advice, but I'll tell you what, along the way, I was just always listening, and I was learning not just to be a better journalist and sportscaster, but a better man, father, and husband. So I just can't thank you enough for that.
You're an amazing fella and do a great job here, and we will be friends forever.
Of course.
All of us will be friends forever.
And our favorite husky.
Yes, well, thank
I'm wearing
you.
crimson tonight.
I wore this just for you. And you know, that father and husband part of the picture, because we get to know each other so well. Eric's whole family is here just off screen, and you do get to know them over the years. And that, you know, we've talked a lot about what a wonderful coworker you are, how talented, how fun. But just getting to know your family, you're an only child. You take such good care of your mother. You're so proud of being a Cougar and from Spokane, and your love for Seattle.
My mom is watching right now.
Right.
There she
That's
is.
Right.
Hi, Mom.
And just your pride and grace, you know, for going off, I'm going to start crying, going off to Wazoo, your love for Jack, how you take him, you know, I love how you have that tradition of taking him to all the ballparks around the country, and then just watching you and Mo, the pictures of his wife and, you know, Mo and you when you were young, you look like Frankie and Annette, but with tons of pep and ginger to go with it. She keeps up with him. She's just as funny. She gives him a run for his money, and watching those two interact and how they just play off each other and finish each other's sentences and are so dang funny. Yeah. It's what everybody wants in a partnership, and it's just wonderful to see.
Here's why I'm retiring. Mo just wants more Eric time.
That's right. Who would? Who would
She's
She
right
insists
there.
upon it.
She's right there.
Oh,
we
you
all love
guys,
you,
you're
Eric.
incredibly sweet.
So
You guys
much.
are awesome.
More of this celebration right after this.
Eric Johnson, happy retirement, sir. You have been an incredible mentor and friend to me for so many years. You have inspired me to be a more passionate storyteller, but more importantly, just a better person. Thank you for everything you have done for me and for all of us who were lucky enough to be in your world. Enjoy this next chapter. It is so well deserved. Take care.
The tributes have been pouring in as we celebrate the career and retirement of our dear friend Eric Johnson. Several other KOMO legends had some messages they wanted to share.
Hey Eric, Keith Eldridge here, coming to you from the famed Pinehurst number 2 18th hole. Pinehurst, North Carolina, the home of the U.S. Open. This is where Jan and I have retired. But being on this venue reminds me 30 years ago of being on the set with a young sportscaster from Spokane by way of Portland, by way of Boise. He's a young guy. He wanted a job at KOMO, and they had me sit on the set and do a fake newscast with him. And they gave me questions to try to trip him up to see what it was made of. You didn't trip. You didn't fall, and the rest is history. Congratulations on this day for you. It's been a pleasure and an honor to have been working with you all these 30 years, and can't wait to see what's next.
Eric Johnson, you are a Northwest gem, and sometimes a real royal pain, you know that. I love your snarky sense of humor and how you value the weight of your words. I still laugh when I remember KOMO hiring Dan Lewis, and then they hired another anchor named Dan who changed his on-air name to Eric, and then they hired you, another Eric. And that's when the name-changing train stopped, because you, Eric, are one of a kind, a passionate, amazing storyteller who reminded managers and viewers that good news matters. And we're going to miss the way that only you can deliver it. Congrats, EJ.
Retirement may be great for Eric, but it's bad for Seattle, because I believe that Eric is one of the best, if not the best, writer in local television anywhere. And I can't believe it's really retirement, Eric. So I just wish you good luck in what you do next, because you will do something. You are too young to retire.
Sounds like an admonishment, Brian Johnson.
Oh my goodness. Legends.
Yeah.
Those are legends. Those are, wow. How
But
about
they
that?
speak the truth, Eric. They really do.
I've said it a million times. I love this place and the people that have been here on this ride with me, and I've been on the ride with them, and I've learned from them, and some of them are in this room right now, some of them on tape, but what an honor to be a part of this moving, changing tradition at KOMO Television. 4th and Denny is an amazing place.
And coming up next, you won't want to miss the final installment, the final one of Eric's Heroes.
EJ, Jack here. Congratulations, buddy, on a great run at KOMO TV. But on a personal note, I'm looking forward to seeing more of you. We can catch Cougar football games, basketball games, whatever, now that you're a free agent. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what's in store for you on the next chapter of your life. Now that I live here in Spokane, your hometown, I expect to see more of you. So, my best to Mo and the kids. Go Cougs.
Eric, I can't believe this. This part of Wednesday night during the 6 o'clock has been my favorite part of the 6 o'clock. And now for the last time, I get to tell people tonight we're going to meet your hero.
323 of these stories, I think, is the total. 8 years ago, a news director here at KOMO, a guy named Pat Costello, challenged me to do something, create something, some kind of weekly content. We shot 3 stories and put them together. We showed him one day in one of the editing booths. And after the 3rd story, he stopped the machine. He said, "You can do one of these every week?" And I said, "Yeah." And that's how it started. And now here we are, the final one. Enjoy.
Some of them have slipped away from us. Death is a part of life, but how they shined while they were with us. Little Barbara Nichols, a true giant, a field nurse in World War II, the Korean War, and Vietnam. Lovely Walt Timpey, who knew he was dying and wanted one last ride in a beautiful Cadillac and one last hamburger and milkshake. Larry Yockey, the farmer who worked his wheat fields until his cancer was too far along, and then the other farmers gathered and harvested for him, because that's what you do when a brother needs a hand. Elgin Skews, who at 104 years old wanted to ride once again on a Harley, not to prove anything to us, just to feel the wind on her face one more time. All of them gone now, and so many others too, heroes in so many ways. We have tried to shine a light on places too often ignored, places where the simple beauty of the human spirit resides, places like Washington State. But our stories could have been done anywhere. Good people, kind gestures, decency. They can be found in every corner of the world if we care to look. We've met wonderful people who've taught us things we'll carry with us forever, and we wanted to visit some of them one last time.
Hey, mister. Do you know me?
Yeah, hi.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Good.
B. Taylor is a worker. His American dream is a reminder to all of us that the answer to most questions is simple: hard work.
I don't know how long I work, but I don't like retire. I like work. Any day, I like work. I don't like sit down, watch the TV or like that, you know. I don't like it.
What are you doing?
Good to see you, man.
How are you? How are you doing?
Lewum Wersum started with nothing. He was a dishwasher in this place, and now he owns it.
My greatest joy is to see that all these years that people thought I was just a server, dishwasher, busser, that I was wasting my life, didn't understand that I was actually living my life, and this is what I really enjoyed, you know.
There he is, everybody's favorite opera singer. How are you, buddy? Good to see you, man.
When everyone was alone and scared during a pandemic, opera singer Stephen Wall got up and shared his gift every night.
The desire for that storytelling and you know, conflict and resolution, and the world becomes better. That's an urge that never dies in the human spirit, I think. So music's a great way to tell those stories.
Oh my goodness, Dick Nelms, how are you, buddy?
I'm fine.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Look at you, like $1 million.
Dick Nelms, 101 years old, who flew 50 bombing missions over Germany when the world was hanging by a thread. He's as decent a man as there is anywhere.
Look for the right thing, look for the truth, and
look for the truth, you said.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard to do right now.
How do you find the truth?
Well, I don't know. I listen to KOMO for one thing. That's the honest answer, really.
Buddy, how are you? Good to see you.
Jose Enciso built a shrine to Americana, the beautiful parts and the shameful parts too.
My grandpa says, you know, the gardens are beautiful because all the flowers are different colors, different shapes, and different fragrance. And that's how the minorities have done for America, why we have America. He says, and don't forget it, protect America. She says, I remember him telling me that, and it never left me, man.
Is that Anthony? Hi, Ramona. How you doing, buddy?
Anthony Schmidt gave us perspective. His photos and his brilliance prove to us that images and people are always worth looking at through a different lens.
I'll tell them what I do, and they say, "Oh, I saw you on Eric's Heroes a long time ago." "Oh, you're that guy," they say.
Good to see you, man. How are things? You all right?
You know.
You good?
We are.
You're still... Robert Searles expresses his joy by howling from his soul and by throwing footballs to strangers. And he's done it for so long that there are no more strangers left in his life.
You know, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, there'll come a time, you know, and you won't be able to. And with that, I'm blessed.
Hey, Lena. Do you remember me? How you doing? Come here. How are you? Lena Constantino has spent the vast majority of her life working hard and sacrificing much so that she could bring her entire family in the Philippines to America.
They have a very good life. They are very successful in life. No complaint.
And that's all because of you.
Thank you. I just joke sometimes. See, I could have been rich by now if I didn't bring you all here.
How you doing, man?
Good.
Good to see you. Oh, it's been forever.
Yes, it has.
You're a senior in high school? You're graduating?
I don't know how.
Huh?
Yep.
You still look like a baseball player. Aiden Harris is a little person with a big heart, and for as long as his body would allow, he chased his baseball dreams. Now, there are others. In the long term, what's your dream in life?
Come back here and teach.
Really?
I want to come back here and teach here.
Wouldn't that be sweet?
It would be amazing.
How's life?
Good.
Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm about to go to high school next year.
This guy, Dylan Gay, showed us what the human mind is capable of, taught us about the gift of obsession.
It's quite simple, really. Not a lot to it, but all I did was that I was like, oh, this part's interesting, learn more about it. It just digs you into a rabbit hole that you can't get out of. And that's how obsessions are made.
And a few years ago, Becca Nistrian threw a party for her friend Will Tinkham, and the world fell in love with their friendship.
We got two running.
Oh, you got me, buddy. How are you? The other day, Becca threw another party. This one was for me. What is this? This is like Will's party. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. What do you think about friendship, Will?
Well, the friendship is silly, goofball, and crazy.
A friend is silly, goofball, and crazy.
And maniac sometimes.
So are you talking about Becca?
Yes. I love you.
Sometimes people say, how have you kept the stories coming week after week? What's the secret? Here's the secret. First, you have to find stories. So you find a Joan Kinsey, a 1 in a million who will dig down into the world searching for gold and who won't rest until she finds it. A woman whose kindness makes people want to tell their stories. Then you have to find a Doug Pigsley, which won't happen because there's only one of them on the planet. A man who was born to hold a camera, whose combination of ability and willingness to work are legendary. A man who reaches through the lens and pulls the stuff of life right through it. And then if you're incredibly lucky, you'll need to stumble across a Darren Tegman too, an editor who understands the poetry and the musicality of life and can put it into a form that we can touch and understand. He's a magician, and his trick is to turn words and pictures into feelings, humanity. Ours is a city and a state and a world that is tied together, bound really by stories, the telling of life. We wander around, all of us, trying to express to one another the joys and the heartbreak of living, what it feels like to be alive. Stories. The trick, maybe, is to know the tough stuff, to understand it, but to fall in love with the pure things, the good stories, and to be the ones to pick out the best of them, at least for a while anyway, and present them to the world. Well, what an honor. That's all. What an honor.
Oh, Eric. The final one.
I am the luckiest journalist in America to be able to do that. to look for amazing people.
Spectacularly done, Eric. That was beautiful. Coming up next, Eric's final message to us all.
Hey Eric, how you doing? This is Rick Riz with the Mariners. I can't believe you're retiring after all these years. You did a tremendous job at the sports desk. You made that transition to news beautifully. I enjoyed every interview that you did, all your newscasts and sportcasts, and thank you for coming to my home not too long ago and talking about my career. But I just wanted to say congratulations on a tremendous career at KOMO TV. You're one of the best in the business. Enjoy your retirement. You're always able to capture the story, you know, from your heart to our hearts. So congratulations on a great run in sports and in news. We're going to miss you. We hope to see you around here at T-Mobile Park. Congratulations, buddy, and happy retirement, Eric. Take care, buddy.
All right, Eric, the floor is yours.
I've been dreading this.
I know.
There's camera 3. Look, this is a dream come true, this job, this whole career. I dreamed it when I was 9 years old, watching Howard Cosell on Monday Night Football. So this has been my dream. This has been my home. KOMO Television is my dream. I've loved it. I've worked with incredible people. This is some of them. This is my family, my wife and kids. I've loved this. Thank you, the viewers, for accepting me in 1993 as the weekend sports guy. I love all of you. See you later.
Happy retirement.